not quite live up to the standard that I believe Arispici is going to set, as we are underway. Arispici finding Bubble Man. Square one. Stumbling out of the starting blocks here. And finding Airman stage.
Yeah, he accidentally hit his spacebar, which is his done button for the timer.
Oh! And it looks like he's opting out of Airman stage. Yeah. So
that's not necessarily a bad thing, because Airman can be bad if it wants to be. So I don't blame him.
Well, there are 4 stages that I think our runners are not going to appreciate starting in. Woodman, Airman, Crashman, and Heatman.
I don't know. I seem to have some good luck in Woodman stage, but and Square One's opting to stick with Woodman stage. But we got some Buster Immune Lightning Lords here.
Yeah, Woodman, this opening act of Woodman stage tends to be a little troublesome, as you get a Buster Immune enemy of some kind, and that will slow you down. This is a race, so you want to go fast. And speaking of the race, unlike years past, the Mega Man 2 Randomizer tournament this year is disallowing zips, so we will not see zips being used.
Nope.
But not intentionally, at least.
Hopefully not intentionally. Otherwise, our runners will accrue a penalty, which, we don't want to see that happening. Looks like Arispici is going to be approaching that bubble door momentarily and find out who our first robot master is of this race.
Alright, so the winner is Woodman.
We got some driftwood.
Alright, so Arispici's a little low, no E-Tank to speak of, so probably going to take this one rather conservatively. But Woodman's being generous today.
He's skinning the cat with those leaves, just gotta get a one buster shot in, there we go!
Alright, so Arispici threw the first stage, Bubble Man down. Yeah, no item to speak of, and it looks like Square One about to get to that boss door at the end of the Woodman stage, so we'll see what's hiding behind door number 2.
Yeah, Arispici thread the needle with those leaves, so I was actually very surprised to see that, and we got a Bubble Man in Woodman stage.
That's a Bubble Man? That looks like an invisible man to me. I can barely tell who it is.
Well, either way, it was Buster Susceptible, and down it goes quickly.
Yeah, one thing of note, since this is the easier of the 2 modes, all of the Robot Masters at the end of a stage are going to take damage from the Buster Shot. It would be 2... There are 4 Robot Masters that are more susceptible to the Buster and will take 4 points of damage, while the other 4 will take 2.
I think Square One forgot which spot Airman stage was on and accidentally selected again, so he's gonna take the game over here and select something else.
Yeah. Square One opting out of Airman for the second time, unfortunately getting a little ahead of himself and mistakenly selecting the stage for a second time. Oh no.
Yeah, he finds heat for his troubles. Go from nice air to a bit of heat.
Oh, it looks like he's gonna give it the old college try. Oh no. I think we both saw that. No.
Oh boy. Speaking of Airman, there he is in Quickman's room.
Oh, found him.
Oh, this is a good Airman. This pattern, this room, yep. Plus settle down it goes. Oh no!
Oh no!
Square One picking up the energy. There goes his iframes, and there's the death.
Yeah, so Square One's going to opt out of this Heatman stage. Can't say I blame him on this one.
No, Fat Fiends and Heatman stage is not a good sign. But Arispici is going to give Airman stage the old college try as well.
Oh, no, he's not. He's
Nope.
exit stage left on this one.
Yeah, our runners are absolutely saying no to these stages. And hopefully they'll find something useful, but Skware 1 now going to go through Flashman stage, hopefully with less pits and less fat fiends. And as you just saw there on Skware 1's screen, he gave the Buster a shot at the crash walls. The crash walls are immune to everything but one weapon, and usually in the vanilla game is the Crash Bomber, but it could be any weapon in this seed. But right now we just know it's not the Buster.
Well, Arispici just found another whammy, and there's no easy way to opt out of this one. So Arispici's gonna give it a go, it looks like. So
yeah. Well, considering the first screen there, he may have lucked out because we had Shotman and Tellies. So this may be a good sign if we can get out of the Joe army in this section here.
Yeah, those Joe armors, not to be trifled with.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
Looks like this crash climb is going to be a little bit on the easy side. We'll have to see what the next section shows.
Well, it might be on the easy side, but it's definitely not on the speedy side of things, as the elevators themselves are not the optimal. Oh no, Arispici clipping that little prop toy there.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Skware 1 finds Heatman in Flashman's room. Now, Heatman always works on one plane, so he doesn't go up and down the obstacles in Flashman's room. So he just sticks on that one plane going back and forth. But he's Buster susceptible, and he goes down quickly for Skware 1.
Yeah, so 7 rounds of Heatman's going around the room. Arispici hopefully gonna have a better time in the elevator section here. Skware 1 into Quickman stage.
I'm surprised Arispici didn't actually try using the Buster on the Springer enemy earlier, because he found out now that it is susceptible to the Buster, so he could have killed it and avoided the death altogether. But he's going to get another go, and he's got to hope he's get these shots on that Shotman. And looks like he's in the right place. Just got to get him.
Yeah, so that should at least get Arispici to the checkpoint. So the elevators are a thing of the past here for Arispici, assuming we don't see another game over in the very near future. Oh, a Chanky Maker giving it one up.
Yeah, so that'll help. You know, Skware 1 making its way through the laser section. So
it's gonna be close.
Oh no!
Boy. Time to go digging for some items there, Arispici. You got a couple weapons. Maybe check them.
He really needs
armor there is going to be difficult.
Especially since I'm not sure if you saw. Arispici's opting to quit out this one too, taking all that body damage from the Chanky Maker instead of at least attempting to use a weapon on the Joe armor.
Yeah, so unfortunately for Arispici, that 1-up actually not exactly helping. It's actually going to slow him down here. Having to take that extra death, which maybe cost about another 15 seconds. So Arispici going to opt out of the Crashman stage and into Metal Man.
Meanwhile, Skware 1 is taking on Airman in Quickman's room and is about to take him down here in a moment. And after a rough start, Skware 1 has taken a slight lead here, with that being his third Robot Master taken. But he's going to enter the Crash Climb now next, as Arispici has chosen Metal Man.
Now, let's see if Skware 1, uses what he has available to him, potentially, to try to clear this stage. You have 3 weapons to work with here. Use them. Try them out. See what you got.
Guys, this is the Wily stages. These are 8 robos. You get a refresh of weapons after every stage. So try your weapons.
We'll go into the weapons. Ooh.
At least destroys the armor. That doesn't mean it destroys the Joes, but, you know, at least it's something.
Now, getting bodied by an armor is going to take away about a third of your HP, whereas the Sniper Joes themselves, not that big of a problem. They do considerably less damage.
Nice use of the pause buffer there by Arispici to get past that metal.
Yeah, this looks like jellyfish, shrimp. About all we need are the crabs, and we have a full-on seafood buffet on our hands here.
At least the stage will provide us the cutlery to dice them up.
Yeah. Well,
speaking of which,
yeah, Metal Blade's coming fast at Arispici, but Metal Man's out of there. Is this even randomized? Well, we shuffled some of the deck, maybe not all of it here.
Alright, Square 1 is now at the checkpoint of Crashman's Inn, and it looks like Arispici forgot where Heatman 1 was and has gone back to it.
Alright.
So let's see if he approaches this differently. You know, we can't stress enough that when you have weapons in the Robot Master stages, sometimes it takes the time to try and use them all to your advantage, because, you know, this rando, when it wants to be, can be absolutely brutal.
The best music in the game. I'm sorry, but when it comes to this music being played, just about everybody knows the first thing I do is just rock out for about a good minute or so. So, whoever's tracking when Square 1 goes back into Heatman, you are now obligated to switch to audio over to Square 1. I don't care if he's in the lead or 5 stages behind, because he's struggling through Crashman still. But it looks like he's gotten through the Joe armor and into the climb.
Yeah, he used that
out of the E-Tank, so...
Well, as far as, according to the tracker here, he doesn't have any items to even get that E-Tank, so kind of can't blame him. Looks like Fat Beans are all over Heatman stage, so we are definitely blowing a lot of hot. At this point, with that Crash Ball and with that Fat Fiend, you gotta take a chance to test your Crash Ball week. Because at least they'll give you a little chance to squeeze through.
Yeah, Arispici not taking what's being given to him, to be honest, and... Well, it looks like Square 1 finding item 2, so that will help in this section that Arispici is now in. Oh, unfortunately...
And it's gonna have to do again.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, going all the way to the back of this particular room, which... not exactly fun to deal with in the first place.
No. Square 1 finding Airman stage once again. Is he gonna give it another shot? Give it an actual shot? Because he found... because we know we got crabs and fat beans in this stage, so let's see how he approaches it. It's this spot right here that's giving him trouble.
Oh, he's got more tools in the kit here. So... Oh, no. Square 1 might want to try to use perhaps the quick boomerang or some other weapon, but
or
no,
or just game over.
Airman again.
And that's for the third time. I am keeping score.
Get up high enough, he should be able to set up an item 2 to get through all of that. I'm not sure if it's possible but it would be something at least that I try.
It'd be a platform, and then once it disappears... Alright, so this is the thought process I would have if I was in Square One's shoes. I put up that item 2 as a platform next to that block, and then once that item 2 hits that block, because it will disappear because it hit a wall, then I would pause buffer my way onto that block. Or, I believe he has Leaf Shield. I would at least try Leaf Shield on the Fat Fiends to see if it works. Oh, he does not have Leaf Shield, I'm sorry. I think Arispici has Leaf Shield.
I believe it's Arispici who has the Leaf Shield, but, here we go. There's the item 2. It's actually getting blown off of it by the Fan Devils, so he's actually going to have to, well, he got rid of that Fan Devil, so at least through the first section, so this should be the first section for Square One done with the Heatman stage.
Yeah, but can't go too far off, because that Fat Fiend will respawn. This is another section where I would use that item 2 as a platform to get up there.
Oh, well done!
Well, that's not exactly what I had in mind, but, you know, if it works, it works.
Yeah, if the shoe fits, wear it. I'd just pop that Fan Devil, to be honest. There's no reason to let him be there and mess you up with these Yoku blocks.
Well, fortunately, with Fan Devils, they face one direction, and that's to the left, so he can just sit there.
Still, I'd just get rid of him just to be done with. Because Square One's now got a little bit of an issue. If he jumps up too high, he's going to get bodied by a Fan Fiend. Arispici getting to the end of Woodman, it looked like.
Yep, I believe our runners are now even as far as Robot Masters. Arispici going to Flashman next.
Oh no.
Shoutouts to SpeedGaming Deutsch 2 with the raid. Thanks, guys. Welcome to the Mega Man 2 Randomizer Tournament. I am Cyberman9 on commentary with Frico. This is, I believe, a Group D matchup between Arispici and Square.
Group E.
Group E. Oh, wow. 5 groups.
Yeah, so Square One, gonna use another item 2. Interesting usage of the item 2. We'll see if Square One actually does something that Arispici perhaps mental boomed on, and it looks like Square One gonna test these walls. It's not Bubble Lead, not Fire.
We know it's not. We also know it's not Buster. How about Crash? Yep, it's Crash.
Oh.
So we got that.
Who knew? Crash bombs for Crash walls.
Never would have thought of it. Meanwhile, our species quickly approaching the Flashman door here.
Yeah, Arispici's going to be in a bit of a bind once he finishes this Flashman, but I believe Flashman's what is gating item 2, so that should allow him a better time with Heatman's stage.
I think item 2 was behind Crash, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, that could be a problem for Arispici then.
And Arispici gets what my good friend Wolfman 2000 likes to refer to him, H. Bison.
Oh, yeah. Square One into the Yoku blocks. Arispici gonna have a go with Heatman again. Should be able to just race this damage, but gonna use some of the safety sludge there. 3 E-tanks. Better to use that E-tank and get this boss done and over with than potentially stare down a game over.
Now, we've talked about this plenty enough in this tournament, to not be greedy with those E-tanks, because, you know, how you use your E-tanks depends whether or not you, 1, survive, and 2, possibly advance in this tournament.
Well, surviving the seed, then perhaps winning a match, you know, 1 E-tank could truly be the difference in that very thing.
Oh, but Arispici does. Let's see. What? He was just on Flashman stage. Did he get a time stopper
no.
from there, or was that from Bubble?
I'm not sure. I was watching Square 1 defeat a boss and pick up item 3. So we're going into Airman, so Square 1's gonna have to confront his demon here. Or I should say, Fiend.
Well, I think he's forgetting where Aaron
there it is. It's Flash Stopper. And Arispici trying to...
I think Square 1 does not know where anything is, because this is the third time he's been to that stage. That time was an intentional game over, but he's going to Bubble Man this time.
So Square 1 has both of the trouble stages in Heat and Crash finished, whereas Arispici has neither of them finished.
No, but we do know. Well,
although
I guess by default we know where our item 1 is.
Yes we do. Because we know it's not in Bubble Man or Airman. Well,
or Metal Man. We don't. We know it's not.
Yeah, Bubble and Metal are off the menu, so yeah, I'm thinking it might be in that Airman stage that everybody's having so much trouble with.
Yeah, Arispici was being too aggressive on that Airman stage. When you got crabs falling from the sky, or birds coming across the screen, or Metroids, you gotta take your time in that Airman stage. Otherwise, you will get knocked into the pit.
I think Arispici just kind of is hoping that he can get item 1 so he can use the extra platforms, and Arispici just saying no to these Joe armor. Yay. This is just rough.
It's a bit rough. It's definitely rough. We do know, having observed Square 1 earlier, that the Crash Bomber one-shots those armor.
Yeah, this is something that Arispici is going to have to, Bubble Lead does it too. So
we're weak against everything else, but lemons, no thanks.
Yeah, exactly. So Arispici should just go to the Buster here. The elevator section. Arispici actually has all 3 of the stages left that have item 1, 2, and 3. Oh my gosh, Arispici's just... bad day at the office for game 1 of this best of 3 match.
Absolutely. Let's go on taking a death in Woodman from Woodman in Bubbleman's room. Gonna give Driftwood here another shot.
I think he just decided, alright, I'm at such a low life level, it's not worth using the E-Tank. I'll trade the death instead.
I think for this seed, whoever gets out of Airman stage first will have a solid lead. Yeah,
this is definitely going to be Gatekeeper. Square 1 knows he wants no part of Airman stage. Going into Metal Man's stage instead. And it looks like Arispici going to use the Flash Stopper. I'm not sure what he... Oh, okay, yeah. Bubble Lead. Alright, a little combo plate there. The Flash Stopper to get up on the platform. Bubble Lead to knock Sniper Joe out of his armor. Okay.
Yep, sometimes that's just what you gotta do. Square 1 gets damage boost onto the platform there and not into the pit, so a little luck there. But he didn't see the rabbits here earlier, but they are rabbits here. Alright, and Arispici is almost to the top, and he will finally get a look at, I believe it was Quickman in Crashman's room.
Your memory is going to be a little bit better than mine. You're right.
I think my problem is I'm trying to figure out who our last Robot Master is and who we haven't seen yet.
I believe it's Flashman.
No, we've seen Flashman. He was in Heatman's
we've
ring.
seen Flashman. Okay.
I think it might actually be Crashman.
I know we saw air. I know we saw wood.
And Square One is going to take his last E-Tank.
So Arispici is actually digging for items here using the Leaf Shield, seeing that it's not entirely effective, but Crash Bomb doing a little work there.
The one thing with Quickman, because he runs around, if you're going to do that, what you'll want to do is you want him to be on top of you, so then you can mash the Leaf Shield to come up without costing any actual energy.
Alright, so Arispici opting out of Airman stage to no surprise whatsoever.
Well, his last two stages have one common enemy, and that's what's been giving him trouble all season.
Well, both of the runners. Square One, yeah, alright. Taking a death, so long as it's not a game over, not the worst idea here. This way, oh, yeah. Arispici got fan-fiended. I fully expect if Square One gets low here in this fight, oh, not even an issue. Metal Man's out of there, so the true game for the Airman stage.
Now, he is armed to the teeth. He does have Flash Stopper.
He's gonna take another game over.
I think the only weapon he doesn't have, aside from Item 1, is... Oh, he does have metal. Oh, wait. Is he missing two weapons? What other stage did he opt out of?
He's missing Item 1. He can't be missing another item, because...
I thought he was. I'm probably blind, because I was probably looking at his E-Tank showing 0.
Alright,
it's metal. It is metal in Item 1 there, because they're on the same page.
Alright, I'm gonna have to shout out the tracker here. 2% Chungus. You're doing it solid here, because he knows I love the Crashman theme. And it's played 3 times now, because we've been in and out of this He-Man stage multiple times. So, gonna shout out the tracker now. And as always, I will shout him out again at the end. But 2% Chungus, you are definitely in line for a raise. Unfortunately, I don't think me putting a good word in is going to be enough. But we'll try.
Alright, well, Square One's over the initial hard part. He's still got a couple more gaps and a few more fat things to get through. You might want to consider holding on to that Item 2 just for one more spot. Okay, he's good. He's about to hit the checkpoint as soon as he drops down. But I think he wants either that Flash Stopper or Item 2 to refill.
Yeah, he's gonna take these weapon refills while they're coming.
Meanwhile, Arispici is having the worst time with these Fat Fiends and Heatman. Wait till
I am just shocked that he's not changing weapons to try anything at this point. Because he's stuck on Airman, he's stuck on Heatman, and it's the same problem at its root. The Fan Devils are just living up to their name and just being true devils to Arispici's run here in Game 1.
Meanwhile, looks like the aquatic buffet is following us through Airman stage as we got frogs and crabs in the second half.
Ooh, crab legs and frog legs. Seafood delight. Yum yum.
Alright, so Square One being smart about this Airman stage with these frogs, waiting for the front. Always gotta wait for the one that drops in front of you before making jumps sometimes, I think. Just gotta be a little patient, but we are approaching the Airman Ball store, and we're gonna see what I believe is Crashman. And there we go.
Alright, you are correct. So Arispici back into the Yoku block section of the Heatman stage. This time with item 2 in hand. So we'll see if Arispici can make it through to the end of this section. Oh no. Oh, I thought that block was gonna reject Arispici, but it did despawn in time. Square one. I can't even see. Oh, there we go. There's Crashman's life bar. It disappeared.
Alright, well, with that, Square One is the first of our runners to get past all 8 robos, and we finally get to see Dr. Wigglebrow.
Are you not entertained by the best eyebrows in gaming?
Nah, I'm more of a mustache guy.
Oh, that's unfortunate. But here's what is fortunate. We are at Wily 1. And what that means is we have a little game we like to play. Your mission, should you choose to accept it. The Mecha Dragon at the end of this stage has a random color and 2 random weaknesses. Guess the color? Guess the weakness. Go.
Well, I'm going to allow you, as my esteemed colleague, to go first.
You are breaking a long-standing tradition of the person who announces it goes after the person who doesn't announce it.
I like breaking things.
Ay, ay, ay. Well, I'm gonna go with my Red Eyes. Well, I guess since it can't be a black dragon, I'm gonna go Red Eyes Gray Dragon. And traditionally, I always lead out with the bubble.
Alright. Well, I'm going to choose my usual color pattern of a Grimace purple-looking dragon. That's weak 2, and I don't think Square One's going to do page 2 checks, so let's go Vanilla Quick Boomerang.
Well, you never know. The weakness may be on page 2, so Square One actually going for the flash stopper here to make this climb a little more tolerable. So Square One gonna be able to get to the dragon.
Well, he switched back to the Buster, and we're about to find out what this dragon looks like.
What is that monstrosity?
I'm gonna go with an orange here. That looks
Orange,
like an orange
and blue? Oh
Ooh.
no!
I think Ren here in chat has the right idea. Salmon.
Yeah, that I think salmon would be the correct answer for the color.
Meanwhile, Arispici finally makes it to Flashman here, hoping to take him down quickly.
So, alright, so Arispici making it to the end of one of the troublemaker stages that he's had to put up with, and that's going to be the last safety sludge that Arispici's going to have access to until, I believe, Wily 2's stage. So he's going to be going into Airman with no E-tanks to his name.
No, and he still has to get through the Fat Fiend Skies of Airman stage, or the first section of Airman stage. Or I guess we should say it's more crab infested.
Oh no!
Hate to see it happen.
Oh, this Airman stage is brutal.
Not metal. How about you gonna try trash? Not crash.
That's a negative.
Doesn't try I don't think he tried Buster. I think he skipped out on it.
I believe he started with the Buster before he fell. It's not the air shooter.
Looks like he got a leaf shield.
Yeah, leaf shield inverted on which way it's actually moving. as he's facing to the right while shooting it to the left. But it looks like Arispici's found his way through this mess of an early section of the Airman stage.
You were saying?
Oh no!
It's why you gotta take your time. It's why you gotta take your time.
Oh, I'm so sorry for doing that to you, Arispici. Oh my. Getting crabbed at the last possible jump.
It's definitely why you have to take your time in this Airman section when you got things like crabs, birds, and Metroids. You gotta wait for that crab that spawns in front of you to come down before you even consider jumping. That time he definitely missed an input.
Well, I think he... When he killed the Fan Devil, I think he was surprised by how quickly he moved forward because he was resisting the Fan Devil pushing him backward, and just off he went. I really think Arispici like, alright, Square One, bail me out of this, finish the game, please.
If I had to guess, I think we have another 15 minutes before that happens.
No. Oh, Arispici did it again. Oh no.
2 for 2.
I mean, now that Arispici is kind of caught in the roadblock, but Square One has managed to get through it, I really think Square One has to do something monumentally bad for him to lose this first game. Arispici is just stuck. Unfortunately, Square One doesn't know this, so they may be tilted off the face of the planet as well. Square One gonna go with heat? Nope. Doesn't look like the Leaf Shield is affected.
He didn't touch him with Leaf Shield. He moved ahead. But we did move on to Bubble.
Well, two-shot Bubble should be alright, and going to the safety slot. Square One has 2 E-tanks.
I think that's 4 or 5.
Ooh, I thought it was 2. I am mistaken. That's definitely more than 2 shots. Possibly 3 or 4.
Alright. Arispici finally gets past the first section of Airman stage here.
Oh, if I had a sound effect for roaring round of applause, that would be what I give Arispici right now.
Well, we do have a Twitch chat, and we do have clapping notes all over the place. So everyone, give him clapping notes.
Yeah. That Arispici finally conquering the roadblock, but we'll see how he does with getting frogged here in the second half of Airman stage. Square One through Wily 2, passing the test of the Pico vlogs.
Yep, using all of his E-tanks, gonna take the time to grab another one here.
Well, he knows what the weakness is.
I was about to lose it for Arispici there because he was jumped at the probably worst time, but the crab did not knock him into the pit.
Alright, so Arispici got a catching up to do. Roughly 8 minutes behind between Square One entering at about 30 minutes in. So let's call it 9 minutes just for the heck of it. But Arispici getting the bad news that Airman did have item 1.
Alright, so Square One's now halfway through, well, almost halfway through Wily 3 here. Arispici about to start their Wily Castles.
Yeah, so Arispici gonna have some time to make up. Square One did make a mistake and die to the dragon once, so at least stage on stage, Arispici could make up a little bit of time here. I think
he's taken a death. He saw he had 0 lives.
Yeah, so just gonna take the game over, refill everything, and get that out of the way. Is Square One taking on the Guts tank?
Not leave. How about Bubble?
Nope.
Looks like it's a page 2.
Well, it can't be the time stopper, so
oof. And Square One taking the death to the dozer, but gonna have to drop down again. We do know it's nothing on page 1, so we're gonna find out which our better weapon is, either metal or crash. And if I had to guess, he's gonna stick with metal.
Now, with Wily 3 being such a quick stage, time-wise, it really should only take about a minute and a half to go from start to finish. Oh, there we go. Literally the last weapon. Square One finding the metal blade to dumpster the Guts tank.
Yeah, he thought the tank was immune, but you gotta let the tank actually make progress onto the screen before you can actually start shooting it up.
Now, Wily 4, on the other hand, you get into the, what has been deemed the anxiety room. And you could have a bit of a problem with the elevator section.
Some call it the anxiety room, some call it the great educator, because, sir, you will get schooled.
Oh, very much so. Wily 4, as a whole, the great equalizer, because if you struggle here, you can easily throw away a lead. I've seen plenty of lead changes in this stage alone. Alright.
Not Bubble. How about Quick? I think we already knew about Quick. Okay.
Yeah, Quick's a negative.
Yeah, I think our weapons were Leaf and I believe Charged Heat.
Well, we will see at the end if we get to see grid.
Square One was taking the time there to see which weapon he was going to refill. Choosing Crash because that's our wall weakness. Grabbing that E-Tank as well, because he's probably going to need that.
Yeah, going for the safety sludge, definitely a good idea, and it's like, nobody wants to confront our runners in the elevator rooms.
We'll find out in the third section here. Sometimes you can get a little deceived by that first room, thinking it's all clear, but let's see what's in the third room. Trip.
Oh boy. Get that item 1 ready, get the damage boost, and let's get her done.
Or take your time, because the battery is on the left side, bottom left. Now you can take the damage boost.
Yeah, I'd just smack right into one of them. Oh no, he's gonna miss.
Pause buffer to victory, sir.
Nice. Alright, so getting the pause buffer turns for Square One, using an item 1 to make sure he gets across that chasm. And item 1ing over the Joe. Not gonna be able to do it this time, though.
No, but he will use that crash bomber to destroy the mech. Now would be a good time for one of your 2 E-Tanks.
Yeah. Gonna have to throw away one of the safety sludges just picked up, but still, getting sent back at this boss is not desirable. So we'll see the metal blade being used, probably the leaf shield. Try to, no, not gonna opt out of the leaf shield. That could be problematic for Square One.
It'll at least take a little bit more time.
You could, where he's at right now, he could hit all of the Boo Beam turrets with the Leaf Shield, if it happens to be the Leaf Shield.
Well, we're gonna work our way there. Doesn't appear to be. How about now? Nope.
Alright, so Leaf Shield's a negative.
Bubble. And there we go, taking down Pico with the Boobly.
Alright,
Move it
so
on to refight.
Square One in about the best possible position he could be in. Arispici through the Pico blocks. So into Wily 3 for Arispici as One begins refights. And on the off chance that we have a Wily machine that is not Buster Week, I believe I'm 3 and 13.
So you do have at least a few to your credit at doing commentary.
It is supposed to be a 50-50 shot, but the early polling is not favorable for those who are picking heads, as the coin seems to be flipping tails much more often.
You said 3 and 13?
Yep. 3 times it's not been weak, 13 times it has. So Arispici making quick work of Wily 3. So we'll see if Arispici is able to find the Metal Blade at Square One, I believe, halfway through the refights.
Well, I will say, with your 23% chance of guessing right, I'd say that's still a good chance to get it right for you.
Well, it's not so much a chance of getting it right or not. It's, you know, it is what it is.
Meanwhile, the Arispici, despite his trouble with Robot Masters, has been quickly going through these Wily stages, catching up here and there.
Yeah, Arispici definitely being clean through the Wily stages so far. Just a matter of Square One's going to have to filter either at the Wily machine or the alien for Arispici to have any realistic chance of wresting this game away from Square One.
Let's see if your 23%'s here. Nope, Buster.
Well, that's 3 and 14 for our Buster Week Wily machines. So Square One soon to be into what I so call Victory Road, the final Wily stage. Just a matter of, yeah, there we go. Avoiding the giant balls that Wily bounces about.
Now you can easily avoid the first. Usually, if you're going to take damage in the second part of the machine.
So Square One just falling to the right, which I believe is the correct path in Victory Road, no matter what. Unless you are on 0 lives, where, well, at that point, you almost kind of just want the game over anyway. Oh, Arispici just falling down, trying to bounce off a shrimp, and the shrimp's like, nope!
Well, that's not exactly what he was trying to do. What he was trying to do is switch to item 2 there, but when you pause on a ladder, you still have to hold on to the ladder in order to stay on the ladder.
Oh no. Okay. So, Siberian Bull with the expert game mechanics that I overlooked as Square One trying to figure out the item weakness. So not air, not heat. Looked like I didn't hear a tink from the leaf shield, but doesn't seem to be bubble. Negative on the quick boomer. Oh boy, not the metal blade.
Crash bombs.
Yep, crash bomb it is.
And with that, a Game 1 win for Square 1 with an official time of 50 minutes and 7 seconds.
Let's get those GGs in the chat for Square 1.
I think we can breathe now.
You know, it may have been 50 minutes, but Square 1 takes down Game 1 in what has to be probably the most disgusting seed that I've ever seen in the Mega Man 2 Randomizer tournaments. And I'm talking 2 years plus worth of seeds that I've seen. This Heatman and Airman combo was just absolutely brutal on our runners.
Gotta be careful there, Ari. You only have. There you go. Take that E-Tank, please.
Yeah. So Arispici gonna safety sludge for protection. Take down these. Yeah, gonna take down both of the walls and then just bubble lead his troubles away. And yeah, as 2% Chungus points out, the item 1 being gated by Airman stage, the stage you would need it most in, just a flat-out kick to the teeth on the runners. Because the easiest way to get through the Fan Devils would have been with using item 1 to try to change the level so you can deal with the Fat Fans. And it looks like Arispici going to forfeit out of Game 1 here.
Yep, that's exactly what happened in SRM. So give us a moment here, folks, as we set up for Game 2 here between these two runners. But as we get set up, I want to thank everyone for coming out for this race between Arispici and Square 1. And I want to thank SpeedGaming for hosting us once again for the third year in a row. Shout outs to Charlie Boy for organizing the event, and everyone behind the scenes who is helping us with putting these matches on.
Yeah, I always want to shout out the tracker. Make sure we do that. 2% Chungus doing it solid for me. Going back to the Heatman stage because I love that piece of music. So again, I'm going to shout you out here. And here's the grid I was talking about on Square 1 side. This lets you know what the weaknesses are, and it looks like it was heat that was the secondary weakness. So Square 1 taking Game 1. Hopefully a little less pain for our runners in Game 2.
Just a little less.
Hopefully we got it all out of our systems in that first seed. Although whoever rolled that seed, I may have to petition them being banned from rolling another seed ever again. That was brutal.
That would be our good friend LV Cree.
Yeah. No more rolling of seeds for you.
So just give our folks in chat here a heads up as far as the schedule for the tournament coming up. We got tomorrow 2 races for Wednesday. We got Kami-Senin versus Metalo at 4 p.m. The notes here show that it's going to be a Buster-only race. condescending, usually a Buster only runner. I think Metalo has agreed to do a Buster only race, so look forward to that race tomorrow. At 7 p.m., you'll get to see Skware 1 again face off with our esteemed leader Charlie Boy tomorrow night. Thursday, we got a 3-pack. We got Bob the Builder versus Crumblestar in the last match of Group B. That's at 7. At 8, we got Crab Cakes versus Iraq Vet. 10, we got Daggett versus Skware 1. Friday, we have Daggett versus Charlie Boy. That's both of those races, by the way, are at 10 p.m. And then Saturday at 3 p.m., we got Daggett versus Arispici here.
Yeah, to go back to one of the matches, one in particular could see us have a 3-way tie for second place. A certain person dominating Group B, going 3-0. I wouldn't happen to know who they were, but to give everybody a hint, they're in the commentary.
And give a hint, my co-commentary called the first race that you ran.
Yeah, I know. Don't worry about it. I'm just kind of like trying to out of sight, out of mind, and just like de-troll myself from this seed that I've been having to watch. Oh, that was just painful.
Considering we've been doing a zipless tournament this year, all the races have been really exciting. We've had 2 ties this year alone. We usually had 1 tie in the past 2 tournaments in both tournaments, but this year we had 2.
Yeah, the races have been much closer because you don't have to have the mechanical knowledge of how to pull off the zips properly. And to go back to the match, I want to point out Crumblestar against Bob the Builder. If Crumblestar wins this match, he will move on with you from Group B. However, if he takes the L, we're going to have a 3-way tie for second at 1 and 2. So we're going to have a tiebreaker to potentially see who actually makes it through from that group. I believe that is the most meaningful match out of the lot, as it looks like Arispici has our seed for Race 2 loaded up. We'll see if Skware 1 can join him soon enough.
It looks like he's fighting with this console again.
Yeah, original hardware tends to do this. Not sure if it's a power pack or an EverDrive that Skware 1 is using, but I know that screen when I see it, and it's not exactly the greatest connection for the cartridge into the machine. But this is a best 2 out of 3 race. To win the match, you've got to win 2 seeds. Skware 1 up 1-0. So Skware 1 can put it away 2-0. Arispici can tie things up at 1 apiece. Well, I guess since we've seen 2 ties already, and I've done commentary for both of them, well, it's entirely possible we could have our 3rd tie of this particular tournament.
I'd rather not think about that.
Oh, come on. You know you want a game 4. Put in a little extra overtime.
Let's see, while Skware 1 deals with his issues, gotta take care of a few things behind the scenes here.
And for those of you that may be new to the scene, I believe there is a command that a certain somebody in the chat might be able to throw out there to lay out exactly what is randomized in this randomizer. I believe it's easier for me to say what isn't randomized, and that is the layout of the stages, as well as the mechanics of how the character moves, it would be based off of Mega Man's movements. They are all the same. I believe 3 shots allowed on the screen. They will travel at the same speed. The different skins for Mega Man, like we see Arispici using the roll skin. I believe Skware 1 was using the standard Mega Man. They will all behave the same. Most of the items will behave randomly. It is there we go. I think Mega Kyle has it. He's got his copy pasta on point. So we'll see an item 1 that could be stationary or it could move, and the speed at which it moves, if it does move, is random, as well as how much it actually lasts. Item 3 shares similar properties in that it could move very quickly or kind of take its time. However, item 2 is unchanged. That is, it is required for passage through Wily's 2 or Wily 2 stage, as well as certain other elements of the game where item 2 is the only item not affected by the randomizer.
Looks like Square One's having trouble with his EverDrive as we speak. Trying to get it to work here.
Well, he did get it working for game 1, but I know how finicky the old consoles can be, especially since, those things are about as old as I am. I was born in '79, and those things were out in '83, if I'm not mistaken. '84.
Well, I'm not trying to date yet, but 85.
Ah, it's been a while. I know that much.
I just know I'm not trying to date you.
That's all right.
Don't worry. I'm from the 80. I'm from 84, so don't worry. I'm there with you.
Fair enough.
Let's see if we got it this time, because I know Square One has spoken about having to possibly switch over to Emu just in case.
So it might be that Square One is going to switch over to an emulator.
To answer a question in chat, yes, it's the same one. So, any thoughts on what you're hoping to see in this seed, Frico?
Less Fan Devils?
I gotta go with my favorite thing to see in the Mega Man 2 randomizer, and that's a stationary item 1.
Ah, alright. I mean, I'm not sure if we could, Uh-oh, Arispici. That's a disqualification coming into the chat there. You're banned. You're done. Thanks for playing. Breaking all the rules for Arispici. Oh my god.
Well, at least you'll get this race done quickly now.
So you may as well just give Square One the second out of here. It's actually in the rules that the runners cannot join the chat. But given the situation, it's not exactly giving away any game-breaking information here, so... Maybe we look the other way this time.
All right.
But I mean, I'm not sure if we could. Uh-oh, Arispici.
Get some
that's
extra noise from
disqualification
Arispici's
coming into
stream.
the chat there. You're banned. You're done.
Thanks for playing.
Just so you know, we're traveling back in time through Arispici's stream. Hi, past me. Remember to get bread.
Ay. So hopefully we can get Square One squared away here.
Tish.
Yeah, I know.
Don't worry, we need all the puns right now. And maybe if we do more puns, Square One's EverDrive will work.
I don't know. I'm not much of a comedian here. Not with prepared material, at least.
Does that mean you do better? Does that mean you do better with unprepared material?
Not really.
Sometimes you just gotta shoot from the hip.
Yeah, very much so. But
usually works for Mega Man. Just puts one arm on the hip and just leans forward.
Yeah, very true. Very true. I just don't know where to go with that one. But all right, let's see. We went through the matches that are upcoming. What else can we do to fill time here? I went through the randomizer and what the differences are. Unfortunately, can't ever account for technical difficulties like this, so you kind of get caught off guard. But
I guess we could. I guess we could talk a little further about our groups currently, because right now 2 groups are pretty much done, with Group A and Group B pretty much almost set in stone. As you mentioned earlier, we have to wait on the match between Cribblestar and Bob DeBuilder to see what's going to happen as far as who's going to move on to brackets.
Well, Group A fundamentally is done. Prodigy laying claim to the top spot. He said he was going to break them, and that's exactly what he did, running through the whole group 4-0. Casual Tom, who I believe was in a show match with Prodigy, as both had 3 wins and were guaranteed to advance at that point. Maybe it was just the last game. I tuned in a little late. But Prodigy 4-0, Casual Tom 3-1, they will advance from Group A. So I believe Mega Kyle, Crab Cakes, and Iraq Vet can finish out their games, but unfortunately, at least the standard portion of advancement they will not be a part of. If there is any kind of a run back for extra slots, maybe they, put up a final record, Mega Kyle with a 2-2 record. Yeah, that could, be favorable. Maybe Crab Cakes wins their matches against Mega Kyle, and Iraq Vet runs it back to 2-2. Having a solid record in the groups, not going to hurt. However, they won't be in the top 2.
I think that's to be determined at the moment. I think we have made the admins of the tournament have made a decision on that.
That is correct. So out of 5 groups, only the top 2 are scheduled to advance at this point. However, that is subject to change.
Yes. But Group C right now, we do know Combusen with 2 wins is going to move on to brackets. Metalo, our champion from last year, will have their first race actually this week against Kami. So look forward to that.
Not so fast. It is possible to have 3 people on 2 wins if one person goes 0-3. So there is the possibility for Kama Senin to be in a tie. However, knowing Kamasenin and Metalo, compared to the other two runners that I do not know, I would say they are the favorites to advance, but it's not set in stone that 2 wins is safe and a guaranteed advancement yet.
Alright, looks like Square One has figured out their problems here. And looking at the seed names, we got the correct seed names.
And unfortunately for Group D and Group E, we've only had one match so far out of the lot. This is the second match in Group E. Charlie Boy, the only one with victory in Group E, and our tracker, 2% Chungus, taking a win in Group D.
Alright, so with that, trying to get confirmation from both our runners if they are ready. And I will release the hounds here. Alright, folks, here we go. Gonna release the hounds now.
Now I can't remember if that's Metroid 2 or Super Metroid. That's the intro scroll. Because in Metroid, or Super Metroid, it was Series Station that you start off at. That's one of the things I always like to look at in between games, a little pop quiz. See if I can remember my retro game. But oh boy, that feedback is going to annoy me.
Have a slight issue. Looks like Square One does not know off the top of his head if he selected hide stage names or not. So hopefully we're gonna roll and see if he has or not. If not, we may be stuck here for a bit longer. So I'm gonna release the hounds again, and we'll see what happens.
Well, if they don't have the stage names hidden, we're gonna have to re-roll the seed, and hopefully the hidden stage names should be part of the flags. And the seed and the flags look to be similar. So hopefully it works out.
We'll find out in a moment here when they start. I have finally released the gates, so we'll find out if Square One did hide their stage names. If not, we're gonna have to re-roll.
So both Mega Kyle and Charlie Boy saying that if the question mark is in the flags, which we can see it in the bottom line, we should be good.
And we can say we do see it.
So hopefully
they're not pulling our legs. All right, folks. Are you ready for race 2 between these two?